Hey everybody, it's Sassy here in Provincetown at the Vixen. We just had an amazing interview with Margaret Cho backstage in her dressing room. Just saw the show, it was amazing, and I can't wait to share it all with you. Stay tuned.
Go to the sperm bank and make a deposit.
Hey everybody, it's Sassy, and I am here in Provincetown at the Vixen with the one and only Margaret Cho. How are you doing, Margaret?
I'm doing great, thank you.
I just want to talk to you a little bit about your experience growing up and how that started and affects your art today.
Well, I grew up in San Francisco, and I grew up in the 70s on Polk Street, this was like before AIDS, so it was like the Castro, but it was even more dirty and like lots of sex going on and lots of just, it was an intense like gay chic time. And so I was growing up looking at all these guys like super happy, and it was super political. Like it was like Harvey Milk was around then. And for some reason, you know, my parents were super liberal when it came to gays and lesbians. They always felt like, even though they're Korean and conservative, they always really believed in gay rights, which was like a really odd thing, but they passed that on to me. And so I started doing comedy in the 80s, and I was doing a lot of AIDS fundraising and a lot of gay bars, like playing gay bars, and that's kind of how I began. It was sort of doing activism but also doing comedy. In the 90s I started to have more of a television career and doing comedy on TV, and then I had my own show for a while, All American Girl. And so, you know, I was doing acting stuff and all this different kinds of stuff, and then this TV show didn't work out, and I had like this terrible depression, but it made me really want to be an activist again. I was so disappointed by show business, and I thought having more of a political life would make it more fun for me. So I went to New York, and I worked really hard on doing more of like stand-up and doing more activism. And so since then I've just spent the last 10 years just having really great times just doing stand-up, and then doing dance and doing burlesque and doing music and variety stuff, a lot of which I learned in Provincetown.
Baby big dog, it's only moving in. Hey big mama, why always...
I learned a lot from Ryan Landry. He brought out my singing voice. John Cameron Mitchell also brought out my singing voice. These people really helped me to be more like a cabaret performer, almost like drag. You know, because it feels like drag, dance, any burlesque, all that feels like drag. Any kind of singing, because I'm so not used to it. It was such a, like kind of a tomboy in so many ways, not butch.
Right. No, I totally know what you mean.
But just a tomboy, so it's like kind of a weird thing to be like a chanteuse. But I'm trying to do that with like, but also never leaving stand-up comedy behind.
What does stand-up feel to you? Like, is that home?
That's like the home base, or where you start and where you do everything, and then from there, you know, my music is it's totally still stand-up comedy. It would be weird to not do that.
I saw you at Radio City Music Hall the last time.
Yes.
And the name of that show?
That was, I don't even remember. Oh, I remember. Beautiful.
Beautiful, yes. Beautiful. And you did the Derby, the promotional pictures had the Derby and the Clockwork Orange.
Yes.
So Beautiful, when I saw Beautiful, you end the show with a song.
Yes.
Is that, I mean, that was kind of the start of
that was
wanting
the
to
start
do some
of
more.
it, and then I had written a song the year before called My Puss, which was like battle rhymes, which is it's ridiculous, but
fabulous. Make sure you go to YouTube. My Puss, Margaret Cho. It's amazing.
It's a fun song.
It's fantastic. The new CD.
Yes, it's called
Cho Independent.
Cho Dependent.
Right. The CD itself, like what kind of genres do you have?
It's all My Puss is on there because I never released it. There's like some real like Loretta Lynn, like country, like Patsy Cline. Like I think because I think that stuff is really fun. You know, it's a really it's real drag. Like it's a drag show.
I saw Sensuous Woman at the Zipper Factory, and you were wearing all sorts of things and not so many things.
Yes.
And what is it like being on stage and just bearing it all.
Well, it's weird to be naked. Also, I never feel naked because I'm so heavily tattooed. You have a nice one.
Well, thank
That's
you.
beautiful.
Well, thank you very much. I'm totally inspired by your tattoos.
In the 80s, this was like when the very beginnings of that modern primitives stuff, and people were getting pierced and tattooed and everything. That was all started by gays in San Francisco. So I always wanted to do it in that Japanese style too, but I never got it done. Ed Hardy was tattooing everybody then. I had him come out of retirement and do my tattoos. So they have sort of symbolic meaning because they are from that tradition of all of the people that raised me getting tattooed by him. So.
And there's such a stigma with tattoos about being so masculine and that whole thing. How do you feel about that, and what do your parents think?
Well, my parents really don't. They don't mind it. I mean, they're not for it, but they also know why I have it. They're the reason why I have it because they surrounded me. They pushed me into the care of these gay men who were advanced musically, advanced culturally, advanced with literature and art, and my father wanted me to be a gay man. And
secretly?
Yeah, he just wanted that for me. He always felt that gay people had a better handle on life because it was so hard for them, so they would appreciate art more, like it meant more, so he always felt they would teach me what books to read and what to listen to and what to look at, and that was a really amazing thing.
We are here in Provincetown and we are sitting with Margaret Cho. We want to thank you so much, Margaret, for letting us back here.
Thank you.
And we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Look so fantastic. Your puss smell like burnt plastic.
My puss like it nice and rough. Your puss got some bad dandruff.
My puss is so fine that I flaunt it. Your puss is so old that it's haunted.
My puss make every